Hi, my name is Pop. I'm making a video tutorial about Gregg Stenography, and in this tutorial I'm just going to be writing some text, and I'm going to be using the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam by Edward Fitzgerald, which is in the public domain. Omar Khayyam was a polymath who lived in the 1100s, and Edward Fitzgerald was one of the wealthiest men on planet Earth in the 19th century in England, and he translated Omar Khayyam into English and also Latin. Up in the top here is the Roman numeral for the quatrains, and I wrote lines 1 and 2 together. This first line up here is actually lines 1 and 2. I put them together so that they would fit on this screen, and I will fill this screen with this lines 1 and 2 right here, and then just to make room, I will go to the next slide and I'll write this one, but I'll leave it all up on the screen so you can see it. So let me now begin writing the Gregg. Waste not your hour, nor in the vain pursuit of this and that endeavor and dispute. Well, let me go over it a bit now and we will discuss each one. U-A-S-T. N by itself is in or not. U by itself is you or your, and this is A-R-E-O-U-R or H-O-U-R. N-O-R. I combine these two in the, that's N and T-H. V-A-N. Pursuit is P-R-S-U-T. I combined these words. Of is O, and then this is T-H, and then S. N-D is and. The word that, you leave off the final T, so that's T-H and then A. In, that's just N, and then D-V-E-R, N-D, D-S-P-E-U-T. Better be jocund with the fruitful grape than sadden after none or bitter fruit, period. Well, B-E-T-R. B by itself is be or by. This is a goofy word, so J-O-K-N-D. I-T-H, that's with, and the. F-R-U-T-F. F by itself at the end of a word stands for F-L, full. G-R-A-P. T-H-N is than. You leave out the A in than. You put in the E in then, and you leave off the T in that. S-A blend D-N. A-F-T, leave off the R. N-U-N, I wrote it N-U-N instead of N-O-N. O-R. B-E-T-R, bitter, better, they're exactly the same. F-R-U-T and period. Here is another quatrain, and this one is the Roman numeral of it right here. There were 3 versions that he wrote over the course of the years, perhaps more than that. let's go ahead and write this. And strange, is it not, that of the myriads who before us passed the door of darkness through. Let's discuss it. Strange. STN. Is it not? That is THA with no T on the end. Of the unusual word mere ia dz who. Put the H on the end. BF is B4. US PAST, the is just TH, DOR, O is of, DARKN, N at the end was ness, darkness, THRU. Not one returns to tell us of the road, which to discover we must travel to, period. In is in or not. So when you're reading it back, you've got to test it. So you would say in one or not one. One is UN. So you don't know if you're reading this cold if it's in one or not one. RETENS. Well, the word return actually has a UR in it, and just for the grins of it, let me write it at the bottom down here. RETURN. But by convention, I don't know why they do this, instead of writing UR, they just write an E. And that's, I guess, done because it's so common. To, I put in TO, tell, US, OTH, ROD, CH by itself is a brief form for which. TODSK, UVER, UE, we, must is MS, must, TRAVL, TO. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit. This is one of the most famous passages in the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The MOV-ing. Now here, this is a new construction probably for you. The NG sound, F-I-N-G. Well, it's sort of like an N, but I wrote it down at an angle, R. There's different ways you could write finger. Let me write it at the bottom here. F-G-R. You could write it like that. That would be F-G-R with a ing dot at where the angle is. But by convention, this is N, and this is N, this is M, and this is Nk. They added that in years later, after Robert Gregg had invented this. There are many variations of shorthand. Write it down at an awkward angle and you got a sound. Writes, R-I-T-S-N-D. V is have, and the dot on the end is ing, having. Writ, moves on, N-O-R, O-L is all, U is your, piety, nor wit, shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. SH by itself is the word shall. L-U-R, T is it, back, B-A-K, T-U-K-A-N-S-E-L, af, half, that's the H, L-I-N, N-O-R, O-L, for all, you or yours, or your, T-E-R-S, U-O-S-H, wash. O-U by itself without the final T is out. The word word is W-O-R-D, but I don't know why they do it, but they go U-E-R-D. I could rewrite it. Word. Ward. That would be ward. But you can see that writing it with the E is quicker. And the final flip up at the end of the R is RD. And of it, period. And much as wine has played the infidel and robbed me of my robe of honor, well, NDMCHASUIN, as with an H on the front of it for has, PLAD, TH is the, NFEDEL, ND, ROBDME, OMI, AMI, R, I made it too long, it looks like lobe, robe of ONR, and then a double thing here for that dash up here. Well, I wonder often what the vintners by 1/2 so precious as the stuff they sell. That's one of the more famous lines also in the Rubaiyat. I is the just A by itself without the jag in it, the word I. UO wander, OFN, OT is what the, VINTNRS. You could write this, since you have a combination of N, TN, you could write it in a different manner. Let me write it at the bottom here. VENTNRS. Well, if you wanted to, I suppose you could write it like this. Vintners. I don't know which one's faster, honestly. I think the first one is. B by 1/2 SO PRESHUS as the stuff they is without a Y, of course. It's THESEL period. Myself when young did eagerly frequent doctor and saint, and heard great argument about it and about, but evermore came out by the same door wherein I went. Myself is written as MIS. When is EN. EUNG. Oh, EUNG is a one word. Young. Did. Eagery. Freak. Ent. Doctor's DR. And. Saint. And. Heard. Great is GR. Argument. Let me discuss it again. MI and S is myself. EN is when. EU, and then this jag down, it's not an N, it's at an angle, NG. DID. Eagery. The LY is just written as an E. Free Kent. DR. ND. SANT. And heard. GR is great. Excuse me. Argument is A, and immediately I begin making the G. Argue, and then M is meant. Here, this is important. Let me write it in red. I'm going to write A, R, G, and then that M is meant. If I wrote agment, see, I would be writing agment. There's no such word, agment. But if I write argument, see, the R is not written clearly, But because I wrote the A in the upside down way, not like this, I wrote it like this, that implies that there is an R. And then at the very end, a period. About it and about. But evermore came out by the same door wherein I went. AB is about it and about. BT is but. Evermore. I just wrote EVMO. KAMOU without the T. BTH. SAMDOR. AR is where. In I went. One last quatrain. Indeed, the idols I have loved so long have done my credit in men's eye much wrong, have drowned my honor in a shallow cup, and sold my reputation for a song. Indeed, I'm going to write NDED, the idols I have loved so long have done my credit in men's eyes much wrong. Let me go over it real quick. NDED, the IDLS. I have is like AV. LUVD, SO. L, and this is ONG. Notice I did not make the U by itself. Let me write it in red real quick down here. L, O, and this is NG. Instead of writing it like this, you just go ahead and write it like that. Long. Have done, so that's VDN. My is MI. KREDT. In men's ISMCHRONG. This is the same construction as long, wrong. Have drowned my honor in a shallow cup and sold my reputation for a song. Period. That's a V, D, R, A, U, N, D, M, I, O, N, R. N is in or not. A, S, H, A, L, O, C, P, cup, and S, O, L, D, M, I, R, P, U, T, S, H, F, for a, S, O, N, G. Period. My name is Pop. I've got a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. Most of my stuff is how to do Ubuntu Linux, but I went off course for a while here and am doing Gregg Stenography. Thank you very much.